Family and friends, we are blessed again tonight to be with you on Deeper Dive on this 16th day of the last month of the year. We're excited and delighted to dive with you on tonight. Perhaps maybe one of our last, may have one more, but maybe one of our last dives of the year. We're going to take off the scuba gear and kind of start getting ready for 2026. So we're excited to be with you tonight. Go ahead, like, share, tag, let someone know that you are with us tonight. Sister Wanda, good to see you. Pat Stevens, good to see you. Sister O, good to see you as well. Vanessa, good to see you. Dr. Clark, good to see you, man. I gotta have Dr. Clark on one of these dives. Just a good friend of mine of the Light Center Church in Fort Lauderdale. Good to see you, man of God. Omega Stevens, good to see you. Come on in. We're getting ready to dive deeper into a prevailing thought tonight. And I'm excited about that. Good to have my diving partner again with us tonight, Executive Pastor, none other than the Pastor Brandon McCord. How you doing, sir?
A little less infinite emphasis on the D.
The
But I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Busy, 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 but we're doing well. Always look forward to Tuesday nights when we can dive, man, into the Word. So I'm always looking forward to it.
Nothing like the word of God, man. We like to say on Deeper Dive, God's word is so powerful that the greatest of scholars can dive into it and never reach the bottom, but yet it's so practical that toddlers can jump in it without drowning. That's how powerful God's word is. For us, all year long, it's been a year of growth. And I think that for us, as a ministry, I think we always strive to be true to our theme. I believe that's why God gave it to us, right? To be true to it. But I think this year we've experienced growth in so many areas and aspects of our lives, whether it's from a ministry perspective. I know for myself, pastorally, in leadership, this year has stretched us beyond really our capacity as we've kind of stepped out on faith and just grown in so many areas and aspects of our lives. And so I've been excited about that. And so as we were coming towards, of course, here we are, the end of the year, God dropped this in my spirit, and He said, "You know what? I don't want you to feel guilty about growth. That I want to make sure that you go into next year not feeling guilty about all the things that I've done for you.
Yeah.
Because if you're not careful, when you're growing and your surroundings are not, if you're not careful, you could start experiencing what I called in the message growth guilt. Um, Pastor Brandon, what is it about growth that perhaps can cause us to feel guilty about it? I want you to talk about that a little bit and how we've got to be careful and balance that.
Yeah. No, man, I think for one, man, the topic in the sermon was just very much so on point, especially for our church. But quite frankly, honestly, man, it hit home for me. I think it was a very timely message, even for me personally, because I've experienced it. Like I've experienced, the grief, the guilt that comes along with growth personally. And I think part of it is, man, that growth. I think the biggest part is there's a lot of sides to this coin, but from a personal standpoint, as it relates to the person that is doing the growing,
Mhm.
I think the biggest issue and the biggest point of guilt we feel is that growth often requires separation
Mm.
from
In
something.
chat, we want y'all to chime into this. Maybe you've experienced some
Yeah,
of this. We want you to chime into that.
yeah,
Growth, separation.
requires separation. And separation, whether good or bad, is rough. It's tough, right? People have left our church, for good reasons, right? They
Right.
relocated, they went other places, opportunities, things like that. But it didn't necessarily make it easy, right?
Right.
You're happy about it, but you mourn the loss, if you will, or the separation. So I think when we see and wrestle with the idea that our growth requires us to separate from some things or separate from some people, there's some guilt that comes along with that. Um,
Mm.
because so many times, man, we often feel like everyone has to go with us,
Mm.
right? When we're growing,
Mm.
especially in our community,
Right.
it's often about pulling people up, and we should, and we do. But there's some seasons where it's just you that's going up.
Mm.
And we have to wrestle with, do I leave somewhere where I feel like I've outgrown, or a relationship I feel like I've outgrown, or a position I feel like I've outgrown? Do I leave that and go into the place, my next level, or do I just sit here? And that tension and that reality of having to separate from some things because of our growth, I think is what really creates that level of guilt, um, and that level of grief, if you will, because separation, or leaving, like it's hard, it's rough, and you don't want to let people down, and there's a sense of loyalty, right? And you're like, well, if I do this or do that, or if I leave, are people going to understand that I've just outgrown it, right? It's not anything bad, I've just outgrown that. And a lot of times, especially in church, people don't always deal with that the best. So the person that's growing often has to have to deal with that guilt even before people even say anything about it, right? Even
Right.
before the opinions, the internal battle is, man, I gotta separate from some things and from some people, and that's hard to deal with.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You bring up an interesting point. I'm not sure if the body of Christ or the church, the organism, or even the organization of the church, really leaves room for growth, especially if it requires separation.
Right.
I think we're good as long as it stays within the context of us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But whether it's a person, heck, even a pastor, right? Members grow and they have to go because of a job or because of whatever, better opportunity. And, they want you to be excited. But, pastors sometimes get hurt by that. And then, if somebody in the church, whether it's a singer or a member or even the pastor, if God allows them to grow outside of that, I'm not sure there's room for that.
Yeah.
And because there's not room for that, I believe that's where the guilt comes in.
Yeah.
And I think if we're not careful, we can allow guilt to even stop us from growing. You know, we all have growing up, favorite outfits, right? You know, outfits we like. We liked it, of course, we bought it, but one of our favorite outfits. But what would it look like, as much as you love that outfit, what would it look like still trying to wear it when you've outgrown it?
Yeah.
You know? And I think sometimes it's the fear of, am I going to find another outfit that I like as much as this one? Am I going to find a church? Am I going to find a relationship? Am I going to find a job? You know, I think that all of that starts creeping in. And if we're not careful, we'll start having that guilt set in.
Yeah.
And you said something, you know, a lot of us grow up. I grew up in a single household, and it reminds me that sometimes growth is lonely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't stop me from growing up. I didn't have a brother or sister in the house, but it didn't stop me from growing, right? And I think that if we're not careful, we got to be able to grow by ourselves, and we have to be able to grow even when others around us are not.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And one of the things we have to consider, man, when we think about this, right? How many people still live in the house they were born in?
Yeah.
Very few, if any.
Very few.
Right? Not even my daughter Mila lives in the house now that she was born in.
Wow.
And she's 4.
I gotta step up my game, man. I gotta step it up.
But here's the reason, though. Because there was growth in the family, we had outgrew where we were.
Right.
So it was a necessity that we moved into something bigger.
Wow.
If you try to pack stuff into a place that you have outgrown, there's going to be issues.
Right.
There's going to be issues. Right. There's no space. So it's going to create problems. So we have to not shy away from growth. We have to be okay with growth, and we have to be okay with whatever comes along with growth, which requires separation. I mean, we did it as a church. We had to separate, in a sense, from our facility.
Right. Very uncomfortable. Very
uncomfortable.
A facility that the church was born in.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. 83 years old and just now leaving the house.
Yeah.
It sounds weird in the natural, right? But that's where we were as a church in the spiritual. Yeah.
So we talk bad about people that's still in the house they were born in.
Yeah.
Right. We talk bad about that. You're like, man, you still in your house. You still, you gotta get out of there. You gotta grow up.
Yeah.
What? So we encourage growth, but we don't always know how to handle it.
Yeah. And again, when we either hold a grudge to people that are growing, or we start feeling guilty internally when we are. And again, in the chat, we want you to put this. Maybe you're struggling with some areas of growth, or you know exactly what we're talking about. Because growth, again, can be challenging. And my goal was to make sure that we didn't go into next year feeling guilty about what God has done for us this year. And that's what led me to this text, because if we're not careful, all of this forward progress that God has done for you, you can easily throw that thing in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in reverse. It's I gotta go back. And as you said, it's like this string that's tugging on you, because you're guilty, because everything, not just everybody, everything. When you left that one house to come to your current house, you didn't. I guarantee you didn't bring everything.
Hardly anything.
Hardly anything. My God.
Yeah.
And see, that's the struggle. The struggle of God. I read you doing a new thing, but since I'm not sure about that, let me just stay attached to the old thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you make this old thing new? The Bible says it's hard to put new wine in old wine skins. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, I remember somebody who was in a fire, and they said on the backlash of that, at the moment, the fire that took everything was devastated, but as time went by, it gave them an opportunity to create some brand new memories.
Yeah.
Brand new memories.
Yeah.
Because you can't help but start over when you lost everything.
Right. You got no choice.
You got no choice.
Yeah.
You got no choice. And so sometimes God intentionally places us in situations where it forces us to just start growing in new areas that we never thought was even possible.
Yeah.
And when I look at Philippians chapter 3, which is what the message was from Sunday, you know, it's Paul. He's talking about moving forward, and just in my mind, I'm like, okay, Paul, help us to figure out, you know, how we not become guilty for doing this. And in verse number 12, Paul says to us, first of all, let's make one thing clear. I have not already achieved everything. I'm not trying to say I've achieved everything.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, Paul gives us what I call his facts, right? Those are his facts, that I have not achieved everything.
Yeah.
And the reason why I said we got to embrace that is because we've got to understand that although we may have achieved a lot of things, we have not achieved everything.
Right.
And sometimes in order to achieve everything, we got to move and we got to go. We got to grow, because if we're not careful, we will think through lack of exposure that this is everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see, that's where the tension comes in with others and our growth or need to grow, is that people think because I've grown or I'm growing and I need to leave, that I've arrived. Right? They take that as, oh, you know, and people make you feel, oh, you think you all that now. You've arrived. No, it's not that I have arrived. It's that in order for me to arrive, I need to leave here.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I have to keep moving so that I arrive.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and it's about understanding seasons and things like that. But embracing the fact of where I am currently, even if that means I have not reached my goal yet, does not mean that I have not experienced growth. Because a lot of times it's incremental.
Yes.
Right? People think, oh, you're growing, you've reached the mark. No, I'm just getting closer to it.
Right. He never said I haven't achieved anything.
Yeah.
I just haven't achieved everything.
I just haven't achieved everything. Yeah. I'm closer to it. I'm getting closer to it.
Yes. Yes. And that's where we juggle.
Yeah.
That's what we juggle, because, and this is why you have to be around growing people.
Mm-hmm.
Because people with, oh, this is so good. People with no things will look at you and try to make you convinced that you have everything.
Right. That's for real. Because you got more than what they have.
Because you have more than what they have.
Yeah. See, that creates complacency.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what Paul is saying. He says, I have not attained everything.
Yeah.
I don't have, my prayer list does not have all of the boxes checked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we've gotta embrace that. And I said on Sunday, it's amazing how people can hate you at the level you are, when in actuality, this is just the soup and the salad version of what I ordered.
Yeah. Yeah. The appetizer.
Yeah, this is just the appetizer.
Yeah.
And we have to know where we are. We have to understand where we are. Embracing it requires a lot of things, because understanding and knowing where we are, right, is I know there's more to come.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up from the table after I finish my salad.
Yeah. Right. I know
because I ordered more than salad.
Yeah.
See, if it could be a good salad, right? But if the person across from you was not there when you placed the order, they may think that's all you have.
Right. Right.
Or have you? What about this? Have you ever been out to eat with someone? You kind of order heavy and they order light.
Right. Yeah.
Water. Like, that creates kind of like a disconnect.
Yeah.
Because they done eating.
Right. Now what?
and it's nothing like it. Nothing brings about more attention than when you're sitting at the table with people watching you eat.
Yeah. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Because they order light.
Yeah.
And then they'll say stuff, man, if I knew you was paying, I would have ordered a little more. Sometimes they order based upon their budget. They order,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it creates this, and I hope y'all see this in the spirit, it creates this tension.
Yeah, you want people around you that's also eating.
Right.
You can't have people that's just watching you eat, because if you keep hanging around people and only have people at your table that are watching you eat, at some point they're going to get hungry enough and start trying to eat off your plate.
That's what I'm about to tell you. Y'all don't know when to shop.
Right? Like,
yeah.
And from a figurative and a literal sense. If you're at the table and you're the only one eating, at some point they're going to ask for something off your plate.
Right.
So you need people that's got their own plate, that's eating.
And somebody listening right now, they hungry, although they ordered a whole lot because they got people eating off their table.
Lord have mercy.
How you doing all the work and broke because you got people eating off your table? Yeah. They watching you. They watching your bank account more than you. They know you get paid better than you.
Yeah. Yeah, there has to be people around you. It doesn't have to be everybody, but there has to be one or two people around you that you aspire to be.
Yes.
Or aspire to attain, the level they're on, or grow to what they have grown to. In any sense, whether, spiritually, financially, professionally, like you cannot, we always say you shouldn't be the brokest, or the richest person in your group.
Right?
Because if you are, then everybody trying to be like you, and you have no, idea of growth to another level.
Right.
And sometimes that embracing your facts, sometimes those facts need to be tailored around the people in your circle. Right? The fact of, are they contributing? Are they helping you? Or are they an asset or a liability?
Right.
And you gotta be honest about it.
And you can't allow other people to dictate your facts. You can't allow other people to make you comfortable in knowing, or you're again comfortable when you know that this is not all I desire.
Yeah.
Embracing it means being fully aware and honest about where you are.
Yeah. Honest about where I am, but not content or happy where I am. Like, I'm still looking for more.
The honesty is, yes, absolutely, knowing where I am, but also understanding, is this my final destination?
Mm.
You got to be honest about that. Is this the furthest I want to go? Is this all I want to acquire? If the answer is yes, great.
Yeah.
But if it's not, you got to embrace that, and you got to do what Paul says for the rest of this verse.
Yeah.
And he shifts to verse 13, basically reiterating that, because he says, I count not myself to have apprehended. I don't have it. I don't have it yet.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all I don't have it. I know y'all think I have it, but I'm telling y'all I don't have it.
I ain't there yet.
And officer, I have not apprehended the subject yet. We still looking for him. We don't have him in our custody. I don't have what I desire in my custody yet. And it's okay to understand that, because he later goes on to say, this one thing I'm going to do, which I believe helps us to maintain our focus. What are we focusing on in this season? That's one of the things that, thanks to you and others, the team, God has blessed me with people who are trying to help me in my pastoral focus. That I need to maintain my focus in this area. I intentionally use the word maintain, because all of us have a particular area that we've got to spend the majority of our focus. Even when you're driving, you may look to the left, look to the right. There are a lot of mirrors. So you may glance to the left mirror, glance to the right mirror, glance to the rearview mirror, but your primary focus is the mirror, the window in front of you, the mirror in front of you.
Yeah.
You got to maintain your focus there. And I think the enemy does his best work when our focus is all over the place.
Yeah. 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 That's absolutely true. And I think there's a book. I believe I have it somewhere. It's called One Word. It's called Your One Word. And really, the basis of the book is to choose one word for the year, right? And allow that to be your focus. Like whether it's about personal growth, whatever, like just one word. One of the examples in the book, the word was positive, right? And it's a challenge to remain positive, like all year. Just focus on being positive, like seeing positives in everything, every situation, just being positive, seeing positive. And the whole basis of the book is about focus. It's about focusing on one thing, one theme for the year,
Right.
seeing how that level of focus on one thing for an entire year, what kind of growth you can experience in that area.
Yes.
Right. And I think sometimes we have to adopt that model and stop trying to focus on so many things at once. Like
Yes.
we've, I don't know if it's society, I don't know if it's expectation or what it was, but we have glamorized being busy.
Yes.
We've
Busybodies.
glamorized and we're busy, but like, because we think that busy is successful. We think
Yeah.
that busy means I'm important.
Mm.
But that's not, if you really peel it back and look at it, busy usually equates to a lack of efficiency or a lack of
Yes.
effectiveness, rather.
Yes.
So we got to stop glamorizing busy, because one of our biggest assets is our time.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're spending all our time being busy with things, then we really don't have our time.
Right. Right.
So, focusing on the book, one word, just focusing on one thing, one central word for a year, or how, whatever it is. But the idea is to learn how to focus on one thing. Learn how to focus on one thing. Know what needs your attention, or what can be given to someone, someplace else. And I think, man, you know what? I started thinking about this last week. We we sometimes live like we don't think we have another year ahead of us,
Mm.
or many years ahead of us. And for some people that are up there, and like most of their years are behind them. But even for them, like we live like everything has to be done now. Everything has to be done this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of thinking about that, man. I'm like, what if we kind of just slow things down a little bit, and instead of trying to reach all the goals in one year, we focus on
One thing.
one thing,
Mm.
and seeing that all the way through.
Mm.
And then the next year, something else, and seeing that all the way through. Because
Mm.
the truth of the matter is, if there's still purpose and plan for your life, God gonna keep giving you these years.
Mm.
So we gotta stop acting like we gotta pack it all into one year. Like God ain't gonna give us no more.
Wow.
And
Yeah, that one
even
thing.
as a leader, as an organization, how much growth and excellence would we see in a particular area if we focused solely on one thing for a whole year?
Mm. I
Like
like
one
that.
one ministry,
Mm.
like you know, back office, executive staff. We focusing on building one this year. What I mean, just
Even if
imagine.
the one thing is not the entire year,
Right,
what if the one thing a quarter? One
right. That'd be one
like
slice.
that, yeah, yeah. This one, you know, and parents, parents probably can understand it either way. There are times that I gotta focus on one of my children right now. They need. It's kind of like being where your feet are,
Yeah.
and I think that important things needs a maintained focus
Mhm, mhm.
that is not a plethora of things.
Yeah.
We're in as you stated, we're in the season of the multitask,
Yep.
and that's great. But the power is still in when you do have the ability to focus and zoom in
Yeah.
on the one thing.
Yeah. It's a
That's
superpower.
what Paul is saying in this text.
Superpower.
There's one thing
Yeah.
that I'm going to do. I said on Sunday that focus on the one thing and stop trying to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's stop trying to do it because you really can't anyway. So stop trying.
Yeah.
I think that's going to help us.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, 2025 or 26, is broken up into 3 groups that we're going to spend 4 months on one thing. The first one is expectation. We're going to spend the first 4 months talking about expectation to the point where everybody that's connected to Zion ought to be in a posture of expectation.
Yeah.
That's all that's our focus. And you know what? This thing blessed me, for those that we're supposed to be wearing white Sunday. So get you some white. I went to get some white yesterday. And do you not know me focusing on white shrunk? I was at the mall. It shrunk the mall.
Right. Right.
Literally. It shrunk the mall.
Yeah.
I was in and out of stores at warp speed.
Right. Because you knew what
You want to know why? Because I was only looking for white.
You knew what you were looking for. Yeah. Yeah. See, when you know what you're looking for, you can cut out a lot of the dead.
Yeah. If I was just looking for an outfit, looking for something to wear, I could spend 2 hours in one store.
Lord have mercy.
But because I was looking for white, that's the only thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah, it created a level of focus.
Focus.
Yeah.
Some of us are spending too much time in places because we don't have a focus. Y'all don't know when to shout. Y'all, I don't know if y'all ready for this lesson tonight.
Or we don't know what we're looking for.
We don't know what we're looking for, so we don't know what to focus on.
Yeah.
Blue wasn't. I don't know. I really don't know what these stores had. If it wasn't in white, I didn't pay any attention.
Lord have mercy.
Because I wasn't in there for a blue shirt. I wasn't in there for red. I was only looking for white. So everything white stuck out to me.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's the laser level of focus that we've got to learn to have about things. That nothing else is going to distract me.
And when you're intentional about it, it'll all come together. Like focusing on one thing does not mean that the big picture is not going to come together. It's about being intentional about what my focus is going to be right now for whatever stint of time I decide. What my focus is going to be in the next block of time needs to align with what I'm doing right now. Like it all is going to come together. I remember when I was playing football. What people see during a football game, all these plays being called and all these motions and all these, 11 people on each side of the ball that everybody's doing something different. Well, that all comes together from individual parts of practice. I remember when I was playing ball, we had the first part of practice was individual, right? Every position group went with just that position group and worked on what that position group had to work on. And then you had group where the running backs and the quarterbacks and the receivers will come together. Now you're building a little bit, you're adding a little more people to it. And they're taking what they did in their individual session and they're bringing it to the group session.
Right.
Then after that, you come in and bring team. Now the linemen are coming in. And it all comes together, but it's attacked at an individual level, and then it's all brought together and to put it in sync.
Right.
So focusing on one part of something doesn't abandon the big picture of the whole thing.
No.
Right? But if you don't do that and you try to do it all at once, it's going to be a mess. Because no part knows what it's doing.
Right. Right. And we know all things work together. And, I know we've kind of laid out from a back office standpoint administratively a group that needs a strong level of focus right now. And I believe, as you stated, because we are going to give it the attention it needs, it's going to be better.
Yeah.
And once it's better, then we'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
Because the goal is for everything to be at a certain level. But if we kind of spread out the attention, all of it will be mediocre.
Yep.
And that's it's like an old saying: the squeaky wheel has to get the grease right now.
Right.
Yeah. That might need some grease, but it's gonna hold off because it's not squeaking right now.
Right.
Let me focus on this area that needs the most attention, and we got to maintain. So Paul says this one thing. I didn't get to say this Sunday, but God kind of gave me this across it. That's kind of focus on what you said. Follow one course until it's successful. Yeah. Just one thing until it's successful. Until you get it to where you want to be, where you want it to be, focus on that one thing.
Yeah.
Don't move. If you're trying to get your credit score up, focus on that one task.
Yeah.
I promise you it'll improve.
Yeah.
I promise you it'll improve. And that's the type of life we have to learn to live. We gotta, you made a good point. I think we gotta slow. I think life was better when we slowed down. You know, that's why some people love the country life. They man ain't no fad. We ain't in no hurry.
No hurry. Yeah. Yeah. Because we try to pack so many things into our, and I'm guilty of it. Like at this
Oh, we
point, I
all
don't,
are.
I don't even know how to undo it at this point.
Right.
I don't even know how to undo it because there's so many things. But you know, we try to pack so many things into one day.
And it goes back to the guilt, right?
Yeah.
We're guilty because we didn't do all this. We didn't focus on everything. We start feeling guilty.
Yeah.
We start feeling guilty.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so focused on this, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how we get all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
we got to maintain our focus.
Maintain our focus, man. That's a key, man. That's and even you know we get into the end of the year, people need to start really thinking about, man, what's my focus going to be next year?
It's my focus.
Like the goals and the vision boards, you know, that's great. Encourage yourself. That's great.
What's my focus?
But what's your focus? Like, what is your focus going to be on? What are you going to throw yourself at for an entire year?
Mm.
Like, what is that going to be? If it's, hey, I'm going to go to church more. Okay. Focus. If it's prayer life. All right. Well, that's your focus. Like, don't add it. Just, I want to work on praying.
It's one thing.
I just want to get better at praying all year. Don't add anything to it. Like, don't worry about it. Just pray.
Mm.
And what you will discover is that when you focus on the right thing, everything starts to come together.
Wow.
Everything
we'll be less stressed too.
And you'll be less stressed.
Yeah.
Less stressed.
I can already in my mind pastorally, you know, like you said, it's a whole year, it's 12 months. You know, if we got some ministries, man, 12 ministries can be strengthened if they got 1 month's focus.
All month.
Or six of however you want to do it. 6 of them could be the best. How did this ministry get? Because 5 years ago they spent 2 months and that was the only focus, and that's how it's become what it's become.
Yeah. Yeah,
and in your own personal life, as you said, same way.
Yeah. Some people, you know, hey, maybe it's fitness. Hey, you know, that's your focus on that.
Right.
Just focus on it. Like, don't just that. Not okay, my fitness, my business, my this, my that. Too much. Because then by the time you get to next year, you would have created new habits in that one area.
6. Yeah. See, you focus on 6, 7 things,
right? Man. You imagine throwing yourself at something for a year.
Yeah.
By the following year, that thing is so ingrained in you. You've created new habits, new way of living. That the following year, it's such that you don't even have to focus on it anymore. It's just what you do, and then that frees you up to focus on the next thing.
You know what? I think you convicted me to change our anointing service to the one thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to help us zoom in. What if the prayer just write one thing?
Just one thing.
We finna pray about one thing.
Yeah.
Don't fill up this whole list. Front and back.
Right.
One.
Yeah.
I think I said on Sunday, the one thing can change everything.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's a general word, right?
Yeah.
Peace. Hey, I want to focus on being at peace this year. Right. I'm gonna be at peace. I want to maintain my peace. Okay, maybe that could be your thing for the year.
Yeah.
Focus is everything, man. Focus is everything. It's so vital.
Yeah.
It's vital to our growth.
And it helps you to chart the area. more effectively
Mm-hmm.
because that's your focus.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, and again, that's what deeper dive is about. Is about being able to dive into the nuances of the word. And he says, "There's one thing. There's one thing I'm about to do. What's your one thing?
Yeah.
What is your one thing, God? If you do this one thing, and then when God does it, then you can go to the next thing."
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe as not that we can focus God, but the thought is if we're focusing God on one thing, then we are also going to fall into alignment with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we got to work in tandem with God.
Yeah.
We can't, for lack of a better term, have God working for something over here and we over here working on something else.
Right.
That's why it's not coming into alignment.
Right. Because God doesn't have focus problems.
Right.
Right. He can handle
You
all
like,
these
you asked
things.
me to do this and you over here.
See, the one thing is about holding ourselves accountable and keeping us in line and in one place and focused.
Yes.
It's for our focus.
Yes. Yes.
Right? It's for our focus. It's so that we don't just end up everywhere.
Right.
Right? It's for us.
And then go nowhere. We everywhere but nowhere.
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. My God. My
Because we're
God.
trying to do so much. And it's like, man, when you really think about it, man, them 12 months ain't that long. Them things start zooming by.
Right.
Why you think you're going to do all this in 12 months?
Mm.
No, just one thing. Just one. Master that one thing.
Right.
That's going to set you up for the next one.
Yeah. I mean, I know, man, anything will grow better if you focused on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want your grass to get green? Focus on watering it every day.
Yeah.
And it'll get green.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to improve, it deserves your focus. It demands your focus.
Yeah.
He said this one thing that I'm going to do. But then he goes on to talk about, man, this is the tough part, the learning how to forget.
Mm.
Because he says, and he's telling us what to forget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting those things which are behind. We, because of our focus, we start forgetting about the things that are ahead.
Right.
That's what God just convicted me on.
Wow.
We forgetting the wrong things. We have to forget what's behind. And so much when you hear this passage preach, Pastor Brandon, it's always the negative.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that behind is behind, good or bad.
Right. Right.
I was listening to the radio today, and it said at some point, we can't keep judging. We're talking about football. We can't keep judging this team and tour based upon 2023.
Right. I just had that conversation with you. Right. That's behind.
That's behind.
Yeah.
That was they was talking about, can you believe, this is the same team that put up 70 points against Denver. This same quarterback, the same offense.
Behind.
That's behind. And guess what? Denver is one of the best teams in the league right now.
Right.
You literally flip roles.
Yeah. From that
because
point.
You are still living in what's behind, and the Broncos start going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing good comes from living in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes out of that.
Yeah.
We got to learn how to forget. We can't rest on our laurels. We can't rest in our misery, we can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to learn how to forget.
Yeah. It's the idea that sometimes our past success is what paralyzes us the most.
Yes, past success can easily prevent future
Mm-hmm.
success.
Because you so focus on, oh yeah, what I have done, what I did, and back in the day,
Back in the day, when I was in high
yeah,
school, you go to high school football game, everybody living in the past.
yeah, you so focus on what you have. Most people that are successful, don't even spend a day celebrating their success.
Yeah, that was Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. That was their off the next week.
Yeah, yeah. I remember there was a documentary or something they were showing. They were doing some interviews, and Nick Saban they had just won the championship. No, they didn't have no game next week. They had just won the championship, and it wasn't even the next day. And this guy was having a conversation with his coaches about the recruiting trail and all the players they had to go start recruiting next week.
Right.
It wasn't even the next day yet.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you
but
learn how to forget.
they learn how to forget. You're like, all right, yeah, that's nice. Okay, we won. All right, next. And it's not to say you shouldn't enjoy what you've earned. You shouldn't, enjoy your hard work and all that comes along with it. But you got to know how to when to forget that thing.
Because I heard one of the things he said was the people that seasons have ended, they're ahead of me.
They're already ahead of you. Yeah, the people that didn't make the playoff, the people that didn't, play in bowl games or whatever, they already started their off season. So you behind.
Right. You behind, and then you're gonna be more behind, spending all this time celebrating what you've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why did you do it for? There can be, and again, it's a healthy balance. That's why rest is good. Sabbaticals are good. Those are the moments you set aside moments to remember.
Right.
Yeah, you set aside those moments to remember. But in order to really, really be successful, and again, guilt is that we tend to just want to, I don't, it's enough. I don't want to do anymore. No, Tom Brady didn't feel guilty about winning 7 Super Bowls. He wanted to win all 10.
Right.
He wanted to win all 10. Want to win some more. He didn't win more.
Yeah. And the thing is that, man, people will guilt you into not forgetting.
Right. I said on Sunday, the first thing when you start arriving, when people start saying, don't forget where you come from, you are literally on a growth track.
Mm-hmm.
That's their way of reeling you in.
Yeah.
I done forgot that.
Right.
I done forgot that. Yeah. So we have to, we're living in a society that things we ought to remember, we forgot. The things we ought to forget, we remember. Like, it's just, there are, we live in America. 9/11, never forget. Racism, forget it. Like,
yeah.
You got to pick and choose. You have to understand this balance to forget those things which are behind. And it's really more so about living in the past versus necessarily just remembering it. It's living in it.
Yeah.
If you want a championship, you'll never forget it, but you can't live in it.
That's right.
If you still playing.
Right.
Now, if you retired, then start living in it. But if you still playing, you can't live in that. Once you start living in your past, it's time to retire. Because you're living in the rearview mirror. So I don't want you to feel guilty about doing things because we are trying to hold on to what's in the past. And finally, he says, I'm reaching forward. This is so critical because God gave me this revelation on Sunday about the direction of Paul's reaching.
Yeah.
You know, it's the metaphor of a race. And in track and field, the relay race, the runner getting the baton is reaching backwards. It's two people reaching. One is reaching forward, one is reaching backwards. Paul says he's the one reaching forward to what lies ahead.
Yeah.
And to me, God said, in this race, I am reversing the roles. I'm reversing the roles. The baton is in my hand, God says, and not yours.
Not yours. Yeah.
I need you to reach your hand forward.
Yeah. To me. Yeah.
To me. I'll reach backwards to give it to you. I'm the one going ahead of you. So, see, this is what we got to get in our mind. I'm going ahead of you. See, in track and field, the one reaching backwards, they're standing still.
Right.
No, you need to run. You need to be running with me. I'm going ahead of you. I'm ahead of you. Reaching forward suggests that God is ahead of us.
Yeah.
And I want him ahead of me.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm going. That's who I'm going towards. Where it should
I
be.
need him to be ahead of me. Because the person that usually goes ahead, they work things out.
Yeah.
In sports, they have an advanced team. You know, they have people that go ahead. When that team gets to that hotel, it's somebody that done went ahead of them and got the keys, got all of that stuff.
Yep.
Any issues, they work that out before the team gets there.
Yeah.
When the team get there, they get to go to their room.
Yeah. With no hiccups.
Imagine a football team waiting in a lobby for their keys. Mayhem. So we got to get into the understanding that we gotta start reaching forward, man.
Yeah.
I'm reaching forward. Whatever God has for me, I'm reaching forward to get it.
Yeah.
And I believe that if we reach, God will release. But we got to be reaching forward.
And it requires some effort, right? It requires
effort.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to talk about that effort, but the effort is found in verse 14. We deal with it on our prayer line. He said, I press.
Yeah.
Yeah, I press. There's some things in this season, if you want it, you're going to have to press in order to get it.
That's right.
Not going to be handed to you. You're going to have to press. Full court press. You got to press it. You got to press to get it. Yeah. Wow. That's why everybody's not going to get it, because everybody else doesn't want to press.
Everybody don't want to press. And everybody don't also want to be pressed.
Ooh. That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, but there is a pressing involved.
is oppressing.
Yeah.
And so, my assignment for the believer was to just make sure that, man, as you go into this next season of your life, you don't feel guilty. And as a preacher, we preach, it comes to us first.
Yeah.
Don't not do something. Don't not pursue something because you're going to feel guilty.
Yeah.
If it's for you, God to give it to you. And if he gives it to you, you shouldn't have to feel guilty about it.
Feel guilty. Yeah.
Now, if you lied to get it, if you had to, all type of stuff, then maybe there should be some guilt attached to it. But if you know God gave it to you, go ahead and go get it, man. Don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Tell yourself you deserve it. You deserve it. So that's what somebody need to say in the chat as we get ready to go tonight. I deserve it. I deserve this. I deserve it. I earned it. I deserve it. I know what I did. I know the work I put in. I know the tears I cried. I know the nights I stayed awake. I know what I did to get here, to have this. I deserve it. And because God is no respecter of persons, what I believe and I've seen him do for others, I believe that he can do it for me because I deserve it. And it's okay to feel that way and not feel guilty about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It is okay to want it, to have it, to get it, and not feel guilty about it. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the word God gave us. I pray that you were blessed by that word. Listen, we got a couple of things coming up next couple of Sundays. This Sunday, we got a Winter Wonderland type of Sunday. Wear white. You're gonna have an opportunity to take some photos in the lobby. We're gonna have a photo backdrop. Free of charge. You want to leave a donation? We're asking you to do that. But wear your white. Wear something white. Take pictures. Even if you don't have on white, want to take pictures. That'll be your opportunity to do that this Sunday as well. We got this Sunday. Then we have our Christmas Day service. Ugly sweater, ugly shirt on Christmas Day. We're gonna be a blessing to some children that day. Sunday we're gonna be blessed. We're gonna be a blessing to some families. Sunday we're gonna be Christmas is gonna be a blessing to some children and others as well. You never know what's up Pastor's A sleeve, so you want to make sure you're in church the next couple of weeks. I promise you, it's gonna be an amazing time at the Zion Church. Let's remember now, this Sunday as well, you should have your names. You should be praying for the names that you have, for the name that you have, praying for that list. And on Sunday, you will figure out who you've been praying for and who's been praying for you. So it's kind of like two revelations. And hopefully we'll be able to kind of get some pictures of this. Who have you been praying for and who has been praying for you? So I'm really excited about this. I want this, pastorally to be one of our traditions, what I call this secret supplication. That we use this opportunity to build up our prayer lives with each other, get to learn, get to know and learn each other because you've been praying. And I think that this bond of prayer will keep us connected to those in our church, because now you get to follow their journey and watch God bless them, turn their prayer requests into praise report. So we're excited about that as well. And then on the fourth Sunday, we're going to be in a joint worship at the New Shiloh Baptist Church. We are forming this tradition of a joint worship service. We're going to New Shiloh, but now God has blessed us to, at some point next year, guess what? They'll be coming to us. So we got room for them to do that. So I'm excited about that, man. And so a lot of things happening at the end of the year that I am excited about that. I like that. Someone said I'm going to reach for it because I deserve it. That's right, Pat Taylor. You deserve it. You have worked extremely hard. Everything God gives you, you absolutely deserve it. Keep reaching for it and watch God bless your life. Any closing remarks as we close out tonight?
Oh man, awesome word, man. Awesome dive tonight as we, kind of slowly start pushing our focus to next year, man. I think, as we end this year of growth, it's important that we don't feel guilty because of it, right? Forget those things that are behind, man. Those closed doors, let them stay closed. You've grown beyond that. And I think, for many of us, man, it's been a year of growth and all the things that come along with that. But I think that focus tonight, I think, is a big deal. As we challenge ourselves to just focus in on something and watch how God can work through that.
Amen. I agree 100%. Take heed to that word and watch God continue to bless your life, man. Listen, I want you guys to have a great rest of your week. Know that you serve a big God. Know that God is. I had someone shared some amazing news today on their health journey. So know that God is still answering prayer, and know that if you continue to serve Him, He will continue to reward you for your efforts. Till we meet again, God bless you. God keep you is our prayer. See you next.